Alright, this is just sort of a test run on how little can we equip on a puncture weapon and do 5 minutes of Grineer survival. Let's see. Going to first acolyte as always.
Scans show when you're harvesting Kuba nearby. Set off the alarms to draw them out, then steal their Kuba catalysts.
Arcane Strike and Valkyr's Eternal War. Helmet on.
Grineer have shut down the environmental systems, sending modified life support capsules to use these to sustain your environment or attach Kuba catalysts to begin harvesting. Life support on the way. I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time. Tenno, prepare for life support. Another life support capsule is now available.
To go on a bit of a rant about Shattering Impact, it's gotta be one of the best scaling mods in the game. It doesn't get enough credit. Like, obviously the Prime Smite mods do incredibly well, like, plat value-wise. But, like, Shattering Impact can reduce enemy down to, like, 0 armor. Like, watch this guy. Okay, he died from Slash. Okay, see that guy? Completely stripped of armor. And the thing is the Acolytes have a really old armor value. See, 2 swings, and he's red.
30-second warning.
Because he's an old unit. The new units all have really high level 1 armor values, which is why they're so much stronger. Oh, I don't have condition overload, so I'm gonna have to whack this guy a ton. Okay, never mind. Oh. Okay, did first 5.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
See, one of the things you always gotta watch out for is when you're watching the disruption level cap runs, right? Like the Ureli level cap runs or so-and-so new build.
Off to a successful start.
Is if they do it on Mars
Go to extraction.
or like Venus, right?
Shadow.
The units that exist there are older. So the base starting value of those units is incredibly low compared to modern units. It's why I always do exos for my YouTube videos, is because their starting value is so high. Oh, out of gas. But yeah, when you see somebody do like a Sedna level cap disruption, or I would say a Sedna disruption is pretty solid. Where am I going? That's pretty solid, but if they're doing a Mars disruption, the units there have a base level or a base armor value, which is what Shattering Impact removes. So say you have like a Lancer that's level 1, or a Lancer that's level 9,999. Because of the way Shattering Impact works, it takes the same number of hits to shred that unit down to no armor. So the units are inherently weaker in older areas. It's one of the hidden scalings of Warframe. So it's not as impressive. So like if you see the YouTubers that are doing like the Kuva Fortress, like the Kuva Fortress is still pretty good, right? And then you have the Zeraman, which have the highest base stats. That's why the units, even though the levels are slowly increasing, it's why the enemy units seem so much higher, or so much harder to kill. And this isn't something that's talked about a lot, and it bothers me. So like when you see somebody do like a level cap disruption run on Mars, it just doesn't mean shit. Like obviously do Sedna. What is it? Kappa Sedna, right? That's solid. But the newness, quote unquote, of a unit increases how tough it is. Hold on. I'll prove it. It's not a big deal. So, like, you have to keep in mind with what somebody's builds are. Not saying people are malicious with it, but if you see somebody that's doing like a Kappa Sedna, it's a solid build. Or you see somebody that is doing like a level cap disruption, and it's like on Mars or something, like that build isn't anything. So like obviously you wouldn't see an exo. Let's do Drakars. Okay, base level 1 armor for a Drakar Lancer is 100. Arid Lancer 200. Okay, so Drakar Elite Lancer is 200. Corrupted Lancer's 200, but Clone Flesh is 60. Now this unit has alloy armor, so it'd be weak to radiation, right? Ferrite cloned flesh, ferrite cloned flesh, ferrite cloned flesh, but 5 armor, because this is an old unit, right? So it's all health value back when Serration was the most expensive mod on the market. Ferrite armor cloned flesh. Lancer, okay, 100, old scaling. Night Watch, somewhat old scaling. Let's do the old Greniers. Let's look. Trip down memory lane. Okay, that's Plains of Eidolon release. That's supposed to be the boss fight. So base alloy armor's 250, 800. These are the base scalings of what a unit is. So it gets multiplied by whatever the unit level is. So say it's a level 100. You would add 2 zeros to each of these values. Arid Butcher, same thing. If it was a level 100, it would be 500 ferret armor, 5,000 clone flesh. So the aerial commander would be what? 25 times tankier, 40 times more health. Arid Butcher, the same thing. That's why these units are considered trash mobs now, is because they explode, but it's old scaling because what their base armor. And this 5 armor, ferrite armor, is what Shattering Impact removes. Right? So, Shattering Impact removes 6 armor per hit. Whoop, I actually did that. Impact damage, all the weapon needs to have is impact on it. It doesn't need to proc impact. It's not hemorrhage. So it just needs to have impact on it. If memory serves, the only weapon that's the exception is the Destra. Will, for whatever reason, some spaghetti code, will literally never proc Shattering Impact. I know there's an exception, I'm pretty sure it's the Destra. Shattering Impact. Alright, let's spawn some scrubs. Look at that. Armor free. So let's go to the new ones. Kuva. 100 armor base. Up, Kuva Butcher. New units. Considered a trash mob for a reason. 5 armor. There we go. Hit. Stripped in 1. These guys aren't hard to kill. It's because they're literally... $40 times weaker. Sorry, was that 1200? 120 times weaker. So keep in mind when you're watching the level cap runs. Small rant. Shattering Impact on weaker worlds, on older worlds, is more effective than a Smite mod in later worlds. So if you're doing like a Zeraman run or like a Kuva Fortress run, Prime Smite is more effective. But say if you're doing like a level cap run for a disruption mission or survival on like Venus or Mars, like a Shattering Impact could be more effective. Especially because of the multi-hit on Sovereign Outcast, makes it super easy to shred. Right? That's 4 hits, that's 24 base armor, not scaled armor. So say if the enemy had... Right? So, okay, Kuva Butcher. Right? 5 armor. It should take 1 hit, because Shattering Impact removes 6. So it should be 1 hit. Okay, it died. Let's add a 0. God damn it. Okay, see? Because Shattering Impact applies to the base level armor value. It's actually the most effective armor shred in the game. So say like, okay, so the Kuva Butcher has a base armor value of 5. That's 1 hit, right? The Exos that you always see me spawning have a base armor value of 1,000. And then this doubles every time, or this gets multiplied by its level, so it's significantly tougher each time, right? And all the railjack units, all these exos are super tough base value wise. I guess we need to search Grenier. 200, 150. Okay, this is a different unit, but it has 5. If you notice, the Butcher and the Butcher Eximus have the same. Oh, that's another Butcher. I guess that is interesting. Oh, look, it's another Flame Blade 5. Okay. You know, let's do a Trooper. Okay, so we know the level doesn't matter with Shattering Impact. Right? So these guys are shred. So it's just the health pool that's multiplied. Then you have the Arcane Eximus. And every instance of damage that you see ticked, right? Because it's all alpha procs and puncture. The dots don't matter. Is slowly shredding this guy's armor. There you go, look. And you have this guy. Okay, he died. So let's see what the Arctic Eximus. I bet it's 100 or 200. Oh man, that's kind of cool. It's the overshield. Oh. Okay, so how many was that? 50? Okay, so apparently there is a shred reduction on overshields. That's pretty interesting dynamic. But still, Shattering Impact gets through. Not that it matters, because it's considered shield. And I don't have magnetic on it right now, so no bonus damage. Actually, that's pretty interesting. But anyway, food for thought, guys. You don't need anything to do Steel Path. Maybe in the Zeramon, but definitely not doing Kuva Fortress. Just abuse attack speed. Shattering Impact OP. Condition Overload. Or sorry, Shattering Impact range. And Berserker. There you go. Enjoy your level cap run. Just kidding, sorta. Maybe you need Condition Overload. Maybe. Alright, take it easy, guys. Have a blessed day.